that whole dedication deal from my dad is insane, and most people would never put, but look at what he has now. He's got a tight group of guys that we'd all do anything for him, because he would feel like that's what it takes to get where he is. You got to be able to just put everything to the side, and this is my goal, and this is what I'm going to do. And he did it. And that's why Steve Cook is Steve Cook.
These posters are from when we went to like Amelia Island, Pebble Beach. I originally did a lot of those cars, and that was really neat. But I also figured out that those same guys even had hot rods, so that's where I could get more. So really, I think to really excel at this, you got to kind of learn the history too. You got to know where you came from to figure out where you're going. So you know,
everybody wants to know the one car that changed the game. To me, there is not one car that changed the game. It evolved. It went. The more work that Dad did as a shop, you know, the more Steve Cook Creations grew, the more people he really pushed to do more detail and more detail and more detail. And in 2000, he won Good Guys Truck of the Year with a 64 GMC truck. I mean, to win an award like that, I was 18 at the time. You know, that's badass. Like, you're just there, and your dad's at that point at the top. And then a couple years later, we're top 5 street machine of the year with the yellow and white 55. And it's all over on the cover of magazines and stuff. And you know, wow, like, man, this Steve Cook Creations is something, and it's cool to be a part of it. Then it was the yellow Camaro that we did for my grandparents, and it was the same way. And it just went on and on and on, and then you get to the point to where in 2011, he won the Riddler and won Custom Rod of the Year. In 2015, well, he got multiple grade 8s since then. Won Custom Rod of the Year again in 2015. Won the Shine Award at SEMA. I mean, it just keeps going. And they're all, each car tells its own story and how it takes place in the story of Steve Cook Creations.
Now this car is cool. This car's already been featured.
Yeah. It's on the cover of the magazine right
now,
there.
when you took it? 2020?
Yeah.
You took it last year?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's even on the cover of this book that just came
Oh
out.
man, that's cool.
So
Man, it's
we can
absolutely
pretty
slick.
much tweak on this car, work on it, and get it exactly where we need it to be.
He owns that scrapyard that it's in. That's what paid for that car.
It is
That's where the burning copper comes from.
Scrap paid for that, baby. Scrap. Man.
Actually, where the name comes from, burning copper. It has nothing to do with the color.
I thought it was the color.
From melting copper and shipping it off.
Precious
that's what
metal.
These cars are about. It's all about the story, right?
Yeah.
All about the connect. Man, that's pretty darn cool, man.
When they asked me, "Will you ever had it?" You know, they come, "Where are we going to shoot this at?" and everything. I said, "I got this crazy idea. This guy owns a scrapyard."
Perfect idea. Yeah.
And they were like, "Man, that would be cool."
The prettiest thing ever. Really, that's pretty too to him. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's just a pile of money laying there to him.
Yeah, that's money there, you know. That's absolutely cool. Thank you for showing me that. You have to build your operation, your business, your infrastructure as you build cars.
You bet.
Talk about that a little bit. And how you got to grow your environment as you take on different levels of cars and things rise.
Yeah, I think I really even had to grow as a person, as a business owner. You know, I just thought I'd go, you know, I want to paint cars and build some cars and have some fun, kind of like you do in the backyard, you know, as a hobby.
Yeah.
And being around these and started working for successful business people, you know, made me start thinking about.
They expect you to act like that.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I had to kind of figure that out along the way, you know, and there wasn't anybody to ask, but I felt like I was kind of like a sponge, like a young guy coming to work here. I just listened. You know, I had a customer that tells me, "You're so quiet, you're scary." But I said, "But I always learned from listening." So I really paid a lot of attention, I felt like, and
Now you're a pretty good listener, man.
But
that's the end result.
Well, I
you're
think
a pretty good listener, isn't he?
Well, I think that, we're all searching. I asked your guys how they got into what they're doing here.
Yeah.
And I said, we're all searching to see what talents God gave us. And sometimes we don't know what's in the toolbox, but the more we put ourselves out there and start doing things, I think that you kind of find yourself, you start figuring out, well, this, even though body work stuff deal, I think it came easier for me. For some reason,
it was in you.
It's because I really wanted to figure it out. I didn't look at it as I had to do that. People come down here every day and like, I can't believe y'all are still sanding. I think we don't even look at it. We know it's going to end up looking like that, so we can keep. That's what our motivation is.
Got a big picture in mind.
You bet you.
Big goal.
Yeah.
Man, how proud are you of this car?
Well, I'm proud of everything we do. Well, that's the thing. You really try to make every car look like it come from here.
Say that again.
Well, you try to make every car look like it came from here. That it kind of leaves our mark on it.
Tell me your mark. Tell me your in your opinion. And I guess you don't want to give all your secrets away.
Well, I don't think there's any secret to it.
Well, what's your trademark? What are some of the things when it's your car, it's gonna have this, these three things?
Well, I think we try to just, Alan and I, which I've introduced him, and we'll go back and talk to him. But he did the drawings. He does all of our concept drawings.
Okay.
I think we get the customer, and then we think he came here. We hadn't done a Camaro in 20 years. But,
because the yellow one was what? 02.
Right.
Yeah.
And both of them were finalists for Street Machine of the Year. And but we said things have changed. A lot of similarities, but we're really, like I said,
you've grown in 20 years.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of that same desire. Now that one of the things that's changed is that guy I was telling him that this was his supercar or dream car he's 50. So some of my customers are 70 plus. So everybody's got their own idea of what the perfect car is.
Yeah, and what your perfect version is at 50 and 70, two different versions.
That's right.
Yeah, two.
But this is his dream car.
This is his car, meaning it fits his vision.
I think so. He's a dirt car racer, and so that's we went to the races and spent a weekend there or a night there watching the races, and this is what we came back and decided. A guy that did that kind of stuff as a hobby, this is the kind of car he would drive. He wanted to simply, a red car. He really wanted shiny wheels, but we were looking for a car with an attitude, and so, when you drive up and get out of that thing, you don't have to say much.
No, you ain't got to say much. No.
And he kind of gets it, but
And you like to build cars with attitude.
Oh yeah.
And you're about as humble as apple pie.
I think a guy that don't talk much, you kind of have to set, when you're sanding, it's like mowing the yard. You got a lot of time to think, and you think, or even on the cars, you're up here by yourself every weekend and that, and you think, and Alan sticks with me a lot, but
sounds like
I don't say
every
a lot.
time you're blocking, you're writing another page in your book.
You are.
And that's obvious when I look at this car. It's absolutely
and I hope these cars are around longer than I know my days are numbered, and I'm sure everything is. But I think that it's really cool that at least at some point in time, this stuff's, that's why we like the magazines and different things. It leaves a little bit of a legacy or something.
Right. That's right. Well, you definitely have a legacy. What do you think, Mike? He got one? Huh?
That's why I got a shirt with his name on it, not my name.
That's right. Hot rod is about family. Hot rodding is about heritage. True restoration is about the individuals who've gone before. See, this whole industry is built upon a bridge that someone else built, and we have the opportunity to walk across this beautiful bridge, and Steve Cook gets it. Steve Cook has it. He has that passion to pass off this heritage. And so he has young guns here working in his shop. SEMA has done a great thing with the Young Gun program of allowing those young men to get some stage and some presence and some notoriety. But Steve does it here every day, every single day at this shop. Riddler cars, high-end restorations, the best of the best, these young men have been given the opportunity of a lifetime to work with one of the greatest legends of all time.
I'm Brandon McGraw. I'm 26 years old. I do fabrication here at Steve Cook Creations.
My name's Alan Childers. I do body work, fabrication around here, and design.
Well, whenever I was looking for a job to get in the car industry where I wanted to build cars, there's tons of shops around here I could have went and worked at. But as a kid, like, this was the place I'd always seen. This was the place that everybody knew about. If you're going to build one, this is the place you want to go to do it.
When I started here, I went to Wyotech. Came from Wyotech to want to work at a hot rod shop, and I knew about Steve's shop before I ever even got out of Wyotech. Well, I didn't start here immediately. I actually worked in another shop, but I always kind of had my eyes open. If I could get in here, I wanted to. So I talked to Steve, just gave him that, application, visited with him and everything, and I didn't hear from him for a little while. But then he called me, so I immediately the next day went into my boss and said, "Man, I got an opportunity to go work at Steve Cook's. That's where I want to be." And he was like, "Well, he's going to work you to death. He's tough. You get over there, you're going to work." And I said, "I'm ready for it. I think I can handle that." So I got over here and got with Steve. I was nervous. He's a big deal, I was real nervous. So he kind of got my foot planted, telling me I'm going to be all right. He'll cover me. If I screw up too bad, he's got me. He kind of nudged me along, He keep an eye on me. He wouldn't let me get too out of hand. And eventually, the more I worked with him, the more comfortable I got, the easier it got to be.
It's like a big family, really. We all just get along. We talk even when we're not at work. I mean, me and Alan send each other car pictures every day of cars we like, stuff like that. I love that Steve gave me a chance to get better at everything and practice what I love every single day and get paid to do it, which is really cool. He pushes me as hard as he feels like I can handle it, and every day we just try to come in here and get better and better, and every one of us really try to get better every single day at something. Whenever I came in here to get a chance to work here, I was only 25 years old. Steve gave me a chance, kind of gave me free rein on the first thing I did, and kind of trusted that I would not screw it up. Or I was pretty nervous. I always tell Steve I really like those high pressure situations because you have to get it right. You can't mess up, you can't do anything wrong. And so I kind of put myself in those situations. We kind of laugh about it a lot because I shoot for the hardest thing imaginable, and that's what I always want to go for. And he's always pretty cool with letting me kind of do that and kind of reining me back in every now and then, because sometimes my mind kind of wanders a little far sometimes, and he always helps me stay level-headed and keep me going.
A lot of the ideas, like when we do the Camaro, we'll talk to a customer. He kind of tells us what he wants. He wants a 69 Camaro that feels like a 69 Camaro. But we like to do stuff a little different, and we want our own taste, a Steve Cook kind of vibe to it. So we'll draw up some ideas and pitch. We'll do 10 ideas on a page and throw them at a guy and just see what he likes. And if he's kind of leaning one way, we'll kind of work with that idea. And me and Steve will talk about it a lot, and we'll draw more ideas until finally we're all on the same page, and then we'll start building it. And Brandon, he's been here. We're working with the sheet metal side of stuff. He's a welder, a really good welder and fabricator, so we work with that. Mike, he works with us as far as in the office when we're looking at what we're wanting to order. He'll even figure out what we can get and what we can't get, where to get it at. So we get all that kind of going. We get Steve. I don't have to do that. Steve's in charge of all that, that's what I mean.
I enjoy everything about working here, really. There's nothing, honestly, I can't pick one thing I don't like. I like messing around with Alan all day, talking to Steve all day, just getting to work on really cool cars, and being able to push myself every single day on being better at anything. Taking a car apart, getting better at that. Putting a car back together, getting better at it. Fabrication, just anything. It's just the quest for success around here I really enjoy.
I didn't have cable bills, and there's just so many ways you get pulled. I don't watch a lot of TV. I watch documentaries, some stuff like that. But, I don't know. It's really interesting when you really get to spend time with younger people, how much different we really are from generation to generation. You know.
But you have the ability to reach back and connect with those young people.
Yeah, because you just spend time with them. You start kind of seeing it from their point too. You know, and why.
Do you feel like you got 3 sons over there?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. They. I never pictured myself spending that much time with anybody but the more you do it, the more you pour into them, the more it really makes a lot of sense. You know, I mean, I have people up and down through here that I've known for 30 years, and like, what are you fixing to retire? Or, asking you questions, or something. I'm like, not really. I'm kind of just getting started in a different version of what I'm doing. Like I said, that's the whole reason to even SEMA for me. I'm at a point now, kind of like you are. We're trying to give back. I'd do anything. These guys know I'd support them in anything, and I've supported other guys that's worked here. They want to do their own thing.
You help them out.
Yeah, I feel the best I can. I send people down there. I try to say positive things about everything they do. And if they walk in here today and want to know something, I try to tell them what I would do. So I think that's what you're supposed to do.
That's amazing. Amazing.
I just think that's how we were raised.
Oh yeah.
Passing it on.
That's right. That's right.
And a lot of our values and a lot of our hobbies and stuff, And I said, that's something I don't think about. But then when I asked that Brandon or Alan, about why they came here, it's because, I seen that yellow Camaro when I was 14, and it
makes you feel pretty good.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, when you're doing all that stuff, and I did that car by myself, and you think, I don't know what's going to come of it, and I think a lot of people have asked me, how did winning the Riddler change your life? I said it really didn't, but it did kind of justify that I wasn't totally.
But you kind of knew what you were doing.
I don't know about that, but at least I knew where I was going, or where I wanted to go. You can't, and I think growing up, kind of competing and racing motorcycles and stuff, you got to take your own line. If you follow everybody, you're going to be behind them forever. You're never going to get around.
Just do
them,
your thing.
And so, and it's so I know that my biggest competition really is, can I do what we think we can do? Can we pull that off? It's got nothing to do with any, because you can't control everything, and that's in this day and age and environment. There's so many talented people out there that I just feel lucky or privileged to be a part of any of that or all of it.
Man, you're very humble. You know that you're very humble, but you're not just quiet. You're humble. You just. Mom and Daddy did a good job.
Well, by the grace of God.
They did a good job. That's right. They put something in you, man.
Well,
it's in there. That character. It just comes out in how you speak, how you carry yourself, how your son carries himself, how your company carries itself, the cars that you put out. So, yeah, you just have such a sweet, gracious, giving spirit. And
everybody here can do at least one thing better than I can, probably more than that, but we all got a different take on what the perfect car looks like, but we know the parts that go into one, and so I think we do pretty good at, like all I'm trying to say is we all got great gifts, so, just allowing each person to showcase that and do what they do.
Yeah, it's not all about you.
No, not at all. That's what I told your guys. I said, really, I want to focus on Brandon and Mike and Alan because they're the ones that make it fun for me. I'm just here kind of helping them now. Bruce wants us to do what we do, and that's what all these customers ask. They brought them here for a reason. And really, I'm just trying to make sure we kind of stick with that. But
kind of keep doing your thing, pass the legacy along.
Yeah.
Keep making clients smile.
Yep.
Yeah. But you've accomplished.
You get a hold of
pretty
a car
much what
like
you
this.
wanted to accomplish in this industry.
So. Oh, more than I ever would have thought.
Yeah.
So there is no one car. I guess the more talking about it and thinking about it, it's the black 46 Ford that's sat outside. That started this whole deal. Had my parents not met, and my mom had that car and then wrecked it, and she took my dad to a car show, and he decided he could build cars, and started with that one. That is Steve Cook Creations. That's where it started.
Hi, I'm Kim Cook, Steve Cook's wife. We've been married 42 years, and we met in '78 at a motocross track. He raced motocross for several years, had a 69 Camaro, and I had a 72 Z28, and he, we went out one time, and I don't think he cared for me much, but I kept going and watching him race just because I was bored and got tired of partying all the time. So he eventually came around and we started dating and got married the next year. And I guess I had wrecked this car when I was 17. I got it when I was 16. I wrecked it when I was 17. And I'd gotten another body out of a field. So I told him when he started having trouble with his knee and couldn't race anymore, I told him to help me build my 46, and we started doing that. And he had painted a car in his mom and dad's garage while they were out of town. So he was already into that. I was more into just making them go fast. I didn't care what they looked like. And so he's more of an artist than me, but he helps me get through picking out colors and stuff. But anyway, he was putting up metal buildings with his dad and his brothers, and he just kind of was doing this part-time on it in our garage behind our house, and he was good at it, and everybody really liked his work. And so he was like, I'm tired of working with my family. I'm ready to go work on cars full time. So we both quit our jobs that year. I don't know why. We were broke forever. But it was a labor of love, and he really enjoys what he does. He does well, but there were a lot of struggling years there. We enjoy it. I sanded on the cars with him for like 12 years. And Steve, he's just took this to the next level. Definitely.
I think you got to understand, we look at this as a place of art. You know, so it's a really different concept. And, you know, we have to explain that to our customers because they're successful business people. You know, and we're a little bit more laid back, and we're like, you'll get used to it, but you'll see that there's a method to our madness. You know, you got to kind of be free in a little bit, and kind of, what if, you know, what if that car was not that color and it was a little bit lower, you know? And a lot of these guys come in with a preconceived idea of what their car ought to be, but once they start seeing what we got to offer, sometimes they change that idea, you know, and they let us go with it. And I think I had to change from a standpoint when I first started. I was just like they were, but I'm kind of trying to teach them that the fact that these guys are collecting our art. You know, when you really stop back and think, that'll humble you. You know, to think about, you know, these guys have spent some real time money that
to get your art.
That's right, to collect our cars.